Welcome to the Dachop team. I'm your host, Seth the Dart Child.
I'm your host, twinsinc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up. Welcome. What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's well.
Yes, sir.
Seth, man, the Dark Child, man. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year, twinsinc. How are you doing over there?
Man, we're doing good, man. So this is our first show of the year of 2021. So I'm glad that you made it. We both made it. Friends and family made it. Because, New Year's night is everybody want to turn up, but I like to turn down, relax at home with the kids and family. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, sir. And the reason I'm not in studio today is because I broke quarantine to have a little fun, and I hope it don't kill me. It was New Year's, and it's been a long year, but hopefully I'll still be here next year to say, hey, I made a mistake last year.
Well, that's funny. It's funny you said that because that goes back to the show I did on twinsinc Talk about accountability. So once again, you just proved that you don't need to be told not to be around the people you already know. You taking accountability. You was out around people. You know what? I'm not going to go over my boy's crib, get him sick, maybe the kids, family, whatever. I'm going to stay home. Still going to get it done because we got a show we got to run. But you know what? I'm going to take my butt home and chill out.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that.
You know what? I will say this to anybody listening. I made an adult decision to go out. I was around a lot of people I didn't know. And I'm praying that the consequences are something I can survive. But I did make an adult decision. And unfortunately for the CD, the beer virus, there is no Plan B pill in the morning.
Well, let's be clear. You feel good. Nothing's wrong with you. You just know you're around a lot of people, so you just making sure you're covering yourself.
Yes, sir. I put myself in an unsafe situation. I did that
right
as an adult decision, and there may be consequences. Hopefully, there won't be, but stuff happens.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr.
Accountability.
That's another example of it. That's why I started off on that topic, because some people got to take accountability. You didn't make no excuses. You didn't blame people coming over, weren't wearing masks. You knew where you at. You knew what you was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, people, y'all see the topic of today. You see the topic. Who can tell you anything? Y'all probably thinking, what are you guys talking about? That's a very blank, not much detail of a subject, right? Title, a topic, right? That seems kind of like, okay, well, what do you mean? You want to start them off there, Seth?
I'll touch base on it.
Let's get to it.
All right. Who can tell you anything? So, some of us, have worked in corporate America. So, in corporate America, you're going to have to be reviewed. Your work will be looked at and critiqued. And there are going to be people who need to provide feedback. Right?
Right.
And this feedback is supposed to be constructive. You are supposed to learn and grow from this feedback.
Right.
But much as we touched on the accountability, it's becoming fairly obvious that a lot of people today don't know how to accept feedback or criticism or critiques. And even if they tell themselves they are capable of receiving it,
right,
it still seems to have to come from a specific source. Know how to accept feedback or criticism or critique.
My apologies right there. Go ahead, continue.
I guess I needed to be said twice.
Right, say it again, right?
But yeah, so it's just come to my attention that people, men and women, today I'm not just throwing stones over the fence, as some people say it that way. I've seen it from dudes too. So who can tell you something? Who can give you information that might be helpful, might be useful to you, and have you receive it? Who can tell you? That's what I want to ask today.
Okay, that makes sense. And it's funny because most people, when someone's giving some information, feedback, honest information, direct, whatever, For some reason, people always want to try to validate who are you based on the person who's giving the feedback. Like, let's be clear. There's no one that's born now that's perfect. Everyone's going to have their flaws, right? Regardless of the situation. But the one thing, I like to challenge people on is regardless who's giving the information, listen to what they're saying. And secondly, what they're saying, is it right or is it wrong? We get so caught up on who's giving the actual message that we miss the whole information being presented in the first place. We're missing of what's being given to us. We're still stuck on well, shoot, does he like girls or does he like men? Like, what does that matter? If someone's giving information that's true, factual, then you should listen. And then on top of that, if something's wrong, prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Get your information, get the facts, and just prove us wrong. Let's have a healthy debate.
Exactly. I've had a conversation with a 5-year-old that, how you tell a 5-year-old to do something, and they'll look you straight in the face and be like, but you did this yesterday. And you can't do anything because while you didn't think they were paying attention, they saw exactly what you did, and they called you on it. But do you not take that feedback, even though it's a 5-year-old, just because they're a 5-year-old?
Oh,
Do you gonna fight a 5-year-old for telling the truth to your face?
That's true. I mean, we both have kids, so we know kids are the most. If you ask for anything from them, they will give you the most truth information. They're not going to candy coat nothing. They're going to look you straight in the face and tell you exactly what it is. No laughing, no smile, no nothing.
And be dead serious.
And guess what? You can't even get mad. But you would think, you wish some of our adults and leaders would keep that same type of mentality, but they don't. They want to candy coat it, whatever.
And I'll give you another example. Not feedback or criticism, but just information. So it was a homeless dude. I was coming out of a gas station, and I saw a homeless dude off to the side.
Right.
And it was a straight Mr. Wendell moment from, like Arrested Development. I spoke to this dude. I really didn't have anything better to do right then. So I was like, hey, how you doing? What happened? And this dude told me his life. He was like, did this, I did this didn't. And I sat down and listened to this dude for maybe 20 minutes because I really didn't have anything else pressing.
Right.
And, yeah, he's homeless. From a social status standpoint, he was so far beneath me it's not even funny, But nothing came out of his mouth was a lie. Everything he said, some of the wisdom he tried to impart, some of the facts he was trying to tell, true. You know what I'm saying? But if he was telling me, he wasn't critiquing me, but it was just information, and I received it. It was freely given. It was requested, and it was acceptable. I didn't think he couldn't tell me what I needed to hear simply because he was homeless. You know what I'm saying? So that, once again, what direction, and we're going somewhere with this, everybody, but what direction does it have to come from for it to hit home and make a change in your heart? Who needs to tell you?
And it's,
no,
you good. And the thing is, there's no answer. And that's what we're trying to get at. There's really not a true answer as far as who should you accept feedback from, because no one's perfect. But one thing you should do is listen to the content. But go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Listen to the content. T.D. Jakes, not my favorite person, but I've seen T.D. Jakes give sermons and statements and speeches in 3-piece suits. I see him in a t-shirt and sneakers. I've seen him in some jeans, but it's the same person providing that information, right?
Right.
So as long as he's saying what you want to hear, you applaud and clap, right? But
True.
if he says something you don't want to hear, does that change the fact that it's T.D. Jakes and he was saying something that you normally trust? But the moment he says something you don't like, who is he to tell me? So, I mean, we can get down into the nitty gritty of the conversation, but honestly, anyone listening, just answer the question for yourself, and feel free to feed this back to us, because we need to know. I want to know.
Right, and
who can tell you?
Right, and also, and before you get deep dive into it, and it doesn't always have to be someone who's older than you as well. So, when people, some people will try to have conversations and debates and arguments and try to use their age and I'm older, so you need to listen to me because this X, Y, Z. No, it doesn't work that way. Conversations still work, still be respectful, but if someone is saying something and they're not accurate what they're saying, no, I have to challenge you to what you're saying, and here's X, Y, Z, why I don't agree with you. So, just because someone's older doesn't mean they're always right, is pretty much what I'm saying. So, you get people who try to use their older brother, sister, cousin, mom, dad, and use that like, no. Respectfully, I don't have to call you on your BS. But go ahead, Seth.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's get down to where this came from. So, overall, everybody who's listened to our channel, that we give a lot of respect to Kevin Samuels,
the Godfather.
Yeah, so we give a lot of respect to him. Once again, as a full disclaimer, I in no way agree with everything this man says, nor do I like some of his interactions. I've seen him do exactly what he's complaining about other people doing. The disrespect part. He'll cut you off in a heartbeat, over talk. He does everything he gets mad at other people for doing. Right? So, in that situation, if you want to use the words, you might want to consider him a hypocrite. But the meat and potatoes of his conversation is valid, and I respect it for that validity. He just because you don't like how it's being served up doesn't mean it's not the right thing for you to eat. You just don't like that it's being served up. Not everybody likes broccoli, but broccoli is good for you.
Let me add something to that too. So when you think about okay. So when you think about that as well, right? So when people say that, the way he had the conversation to somebody and he made it cut him off, X, Y, Z, right? Here's the one thing I'll say is this. If you notice all these big channels out there, not channels, I mean TV shows, Steve Harvey's, whoever, Ricky Lake, all them shows. When people go on those TV shows, have you ever noticed that when they have questions, concerns, whatever, there's no argument. Ricky say what she got to say. The customer, not customer, but the guest will say what they got to say, and it's a dialogue conversation. But you never once seen one person out talk the host and try to prove the host wrong or whatever, or be disrespectful to the host, right? Have you seen that on any show, Oprah show, anybody's show that has a face-to-face interview interaction? Have you seen that, Seth?
No, I have not.
So the reason I bring up those scenarios is that, so when people come onto his channel, on his YouTube channel, and have this conversation, those people don't come on the show with a lot of good faith. So yeah, he may cut them off, but at the same time, if you was sitting in front of Steve Harvey or sitting in front of Oprah on the show, you wouldn't dare try to talk back or over them while they're talking, because they're conducting a TV show. So yes, on his show, he maybe cut you off of that because you don't come to him with respect. So yes, that's what's going to happen, because we feel entitled. Oh, he's just on YouTube. Man, if you really pay attention, just because on YouTube doesn't mean he's not making money. Doesn't mean he's not changing people's lives. Doesn't mean he doesn't have an impact on what's going on. But go ahead, Seth. I just want to throw that part in, because people always say that, oh, he just rude, this, and that. Well, that's because the people who talk to him was rude. He just matched their energy. He says that. I match your energy. You come to me good faith, I come to you good faith. You come to me rude, I'm all ready for the smoke. But at the end of the day, he tell you, I don't know you. So calm it down. Let's have a conversation. But people only take bits and pieces of that part and like, oh, see, that's why he don't know how to talk to people. No. Watch the whole full interview. But go ahead, Seth, the Dark Child. Go ahead, continue what you were saying. So I had to throw that in there.
Well, and I'll piggyback on what you just said. While I absolutely do not like Tucker Carlson, at least he does live shows, right? So anybody who does live shows on the news or any of those broadcasts, you'll see them have a guest that they have a disagreement with. See, and when they lose control of the conversation on live television like that, they'll cut to commercial.
True.
You know? So they, even on live shows like that, you don't have to sit through the full uncomfortableness of it. You can cut to a commercial and you can check them off screen. You can get them off the stage. You can cut them off the panel, right? And Kevin does do that too. He'll hang up on you. But the point being is the people who you like to listen to, the Oprah, the Donahues, the Ellens, whatever, they bleep and edit everything. So
true.
They might film for 4 hours to get a 1 hour show.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah, you know what? You're right about that. So yeah, you're 100% true, my brother. The difference between Kevin's show is live on the spot. Those other shows, I said earlier, Steve Hart, whatever, they're pre-recorded. So if you do act a fool, they could cut you off. And matter of fact, they probably scrap the whole episode and get new people on. All right, who's next one to be on the show? So you're right. That's, you know what? I didn't even think about that, but you're right.
Exactly. So it's always easy. It's always easy to come across as calm and collected and poised when you control what somebody's going to view.
Right.
God help me, if I could self edit all my children's memories, I have the best kids on the planet, wouldn't I? They would think I was the greatest father in the world if I could self edit all of their memories. It doesn't work like that.
Nah.
And so the reason this came up was because recently I had a conversation with a friend of mine. Okay. And I introduced him to Kevin. I also introduced him to a lot of other people like NPR, Coach Greg Adams, Donovan Sharp, straight up red pill in my friend here. Okay. Right? And he told me after watching about 3 or 4 of Kevin's videos, Mr. Samuel's videos, he said that he didn't like Kevin. He didn't like the delivery because reasons were he felt like I think this dude might be gay. I just wasn't comfortable with that. I took offense to that part. He also said that he feels like he hates women. I took offense to that part. Once again, you watch 4 episodes and you decided this dude been doing this for 5 years. I said, but okay, disregarding the fact that you think he might not like women, okay, and the fact that he might be gay, okay. Did he say anything on any of the videos that you watched that you can call out as a lie, that you can say was wrong? And his response was, no, I just didn't like how he said it and what he was saying. Right? Mm-hmm. And so I came at him, I said, well, I've been listening to this guy for a while, right? And while I don't approve of everything he says, I really thought he was gay the first time I watched him too. I gave him a couple of thumbs down on his first couple videos because I just didn't. My own homophobia maybe played right into it. But when I stopped and simply listened to what was being said, he is now one of the most popular influencers on YouTube. He's pretty much on fire on World Star. And the information he gives it seems to be having a direct effect on the world. So once you put aside your prejudices, my prejudices, I'm able to listen to him and get something from it. So, but just hearing a guy say these things, because it was straight shaming language from a guy I've known for 20 plus years. It was raw, uncut shaming language. Which made me ask the question, I understand women not being able, females, whatever, not being able or wanting to take in some of the information that might be useful to you. But to hear it come from a dude made me want to ask this question today. Like, if the information is good, but you don't like how it's delivered, but it's good information. Who do you need to hear it from? Who do you need to hear from for you to be able to digest it? What? Just let me know. Tell us. That's all I'm asking.
And that's right there. That's the key nugget right there. Who is the right person to give you feedback, to tell you information that's accurate? And when people say those things, like people come off the top and say, "Oh, well, he's kind of feminine, or he's gay, this, and all that," I'm like, whatever he was saying, was he telling a lie or was he telling the truth? Tell me about the content. Oh, I don't know, because most people are that ignorant enough not to watch a full video and listen to the context of what's being presented. The man's dropping nuggets. He's dropping gems. The problem is this. There's a real problem when it comes to most of the time, most black men, right, who's speaking, right? Because a woman can sit there and bash a man all day and no one has no problem. You understand what I'm saying? But when a black man, number one, and a black man and being a man, period, is giving feedback, it's looked at as, who are you? What's wrong with you? What happened to you? Who hurt you? I mean, if we want to get technical, who hurt you? I'm like, you did. If you want to know who hurt me, but.
Wait. Save that.
Say that? Okay, I'm going to say that. But the problem is, listen, I'm being honest with y'all. Mr. Kevin Samuel is that dad, father, grandfather, uncle that most of us men didn't have. That's exactly what it comes down to it. He's that man, like, because my dad died at a young age, so he couldn't give me the real life scenario about women and life, because he died before he was 16. So I'm still a young teenager heading to manhood. And I didn't have no other man in my life to guide me on the right path. Now, I made a lot of good and bad decisions in my life, but I think I did very well. But the point I'm trying to make is that the problem with him is that he's giving information that would have changed a lot of things that I did personally in my life, like if I had that knowledge. And the thing is, he's grown so fast, and his information he's given is so powerful. He's actually making a movement, and people see it, and they probably scared to see what's going on, because if you really pay attention to what he's talking about and what's presenting, he wants men and women to be together. He wants us to be together. So if you listen to our show that we talked about before in the top team about who benefits of blacks not being together, we broke it down. Who doesn't? But if you pay attention and listen to what he's saying, we will be together, and that's a beautiful thing, because no man and no woman is supposed to be alone. Point blank. Period. Yeah. Point blank. Period. We're supposed to be together. Doesn't matter of scenario. Woman is the helpmate. The man's the man. Whatever case may be. But he's that father figure that most men don't have to give the men the knowledge. I mean, I watched a show last night he did on IG. He was saying, if you're the age between 18 and 30, you should be working 60 hours plus. You should be on your grind working hard to get to a certain place in your life. So when you start chasing the women, you have something to, present to them, instead of trying to sleep with so many girls now and they're getting pregnant and all that stuff. Then, you turn to that deadbeat dad, whatever. But as a man, you should be focusing on getting yourself together. So by the time you hit 30s, you'll be financially stable and you'll be able to start a family. Point period. But these comments going crazy in here. Hold up. But yes, that's one of the main things when it comes to Mr. Kevin Samuel and his feedback. Hold on, Seth. Let me read a comment here real quick. Smart wrote, a friend of mine, Quenisha, she said, I agree with some of what he says. It's just the deliverance. It comes off disrespectful. So how is he supposed to say it? How is he supposed to say it? That's one thing I keep telling everybody. How is he supposed to give the feedback?
Well, let me ask this. Okay, you agree with some of what he says, but it's just the delivery. So let me understand this. Well, let me say, recently he used to quote Rebecca Lynn Pope. She was a matchmaker. She said she was going to stop working with doing matchmaking, and she was going to go into her ministry.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because working with, and this is only for black women. See, I don't want to do it, but this is the information available. This isn't my personal opinion. This is the information available. Okay. So Rebecca Lynn Pope said out of her mouth on video that she was going to stop working because black women had unrealistic expectations. And she was trying to help them, but she just couldn't get through to them, right?
Right.
Now, so that's Rebecca Lynn Pope. That was a woman that was a professional matchmaker. She was having trouble providing that feedback. Now, I'm only using women because that's what I have available. Don't shoot the messenger this time, please. Now, Kevin, on the other hand, is saying, okay, men and women, there's some hard truths we need to discuss, and there is no pretty way. Well, no, he doesn't have a pretty way of saying it. You know, he's a guy. He's speaking as if his channel is a men's channel. It's not a women's channel. He's not a therapist. He is straight up, this is X, Y, Z. And if you want it to be sugar-coated, pay me $1,000 per hour for a consultation, and I'll be more than happy to sugarcoat X, Y, Z for you. But for free on YouTube, this is what you get for free. Okay? So everybody needs to understand that. That's what you get on YouTube, not on a personal consultation. So, but his delivery, you don't like his delivery. Fair enough. Did you check out? I saw recently that Ayana, I don't know, Ayana Van Zandt.
Yeah, Miss Ayana. Mm-hmm.
She just quit doing the Fix My Life show, whatever. She just quit. She's done. Why? Because she found the negative energy she was getting from Fixing My Life was she couldn't deal with it anymore. It was too abusive. It was too much, you know. And this is Ayana Van Zandt. What exactly do you want to hear, and who needs to tell you that you might be doing wrong for you to get it? Because begging isn't working, silence isn't working, and now yelling and fussing and cussing at you isn't working. I mean, what would work? Tell us that.
Well, let me read another comment that was in the chat. Okay. This one from Sherry. She said, "Why should we accept info delivered poorly? If a teacher yelled and cursed at your kid but was given the right info, would you say to your kids just look past it?" So, okay. Hold on. Let me answer one first. So I responded in the text. I said, so first off, why would the teacher be screaming at the kid? I think we all been in high school, middle school, college, whatever. Name a time a teacher was actually screaming at you. And if he was screaming at you, what triggered him to scream at us?
Let me get on that too.
Hold on. we jumping. Hold on. I'm just saying because I've been there. I've been in class when people got screamed on. But guess what? The teacher didn't open the door and slam the door and say, "Hey, y'all, this is what we're doing today. Sit down. Shut up." No, there's a reason. The teacher got triggered for a reason to have that type of yelling feedback. I said that to say this. If you watch the full show of when that interaction happened, that conversation wasn't start out with nobody screaming or nothing at each other. Just having an adult conversation. But it's like any adult. If you keep having the same conversation with somebody back and forth and they're not listening or they're blowing what you're saying, you won't get frustrated at a certain point in time. That's what happened in that conversation. People make it seem that the man came on Sun Lang jumped on the thing. He cursed her out right away. He talked bad to her right away. He had a full-blown 29-minute conversation with that lady on a show that she wasn't supposed to call in, as you stated. The show was for Disagreement Day. She come in and try to get a full free, a free makeover, takeover, how she can get a certain type of man. So, go ahead, Seth. You can jump in there.
Okay. I want to. That whole response was. It sounded delicious. I couldn't wait to eat it. Listen, if you've ever played professional, I'm gonna go a couple of plays. But if you've ever played football, basketball, anything like that, at all, any sports, you had a coach. How do you think coaches are talking to these kids trying to teach them the sport? Just, Dwayne, you want to, how do coaches sound?
Oh, no, coaches yelling. They're yelling.
Coaches are yelling. You know, so when you say how are you supposed to absorb that information when it's being delivered like that, kids this is how we learn. I mean, my basketball and football coach were probably not the nicest people you ever ran across.
And you know what? You know what? I'm glad you said that about the sports, right? And the coaches yelling. The main reason why most coaches do not want mothers or fathers at practice, because they didn't like the way how they was talking to their kid. So they're in practice, going through practice, whatever. And the coach yelled at the kid. The mom and dad are all up in arms because don't talk to my child like that. We're playing a grown man sport, full contact speed, run to each other. I cannot be talking to him like a little, hey, you put 2 arms around the guy and you make sure you keep your head up and tackle him. No, you drill your head down and do this so you don't hurt yourself and you hurt him.
You knock his ass down. You put him flat on his back. Do you understand me? Yes, coach. I can't hear you. Yes, coach. Yeah, the delivery is different. Hold on, but let's say this, because I'm a product of a single black mother, right? I had 3 sisters. If his delivery is bad, what you say to a lot of people with single parents whose homes sound like absolute war zones? I have an ex-girlfriend who I sat there and listened to the grandmother, my girlfriend, her sister, and her daughter. I listened. It was the most ridiculous I can't even tell you how disgusted I was at the end of the day. Right? To see 4 women, older woman, middle-aged woman, teenager, interact in a way that no information flow could have possibly occurred. There was no way they communicated. If it was for them being family, they would probably never speak to each other again. But is that level of dysfunction what you need to hear to accept flow? Once again, the whole question, who can tell you? How do you need this delivered? And are you willing to prove, to show that you accept the information given in that manner? Because you can't say you don't like the way Kevin delivered it, but if you've ever played any sport, I don't care if you were a cheerleader, played volleyball, on the swim team, let alone football, baseball, and basketball, that's how you were taught the game. You were not taught that game with hugs and kisses. So once again, I don't know. I'm saying this to Sherry, no disrespect. What exactly who needs to deliver it to you? How does it need to be delivered? Because that disconnect, you can't have both ways. Either I got to yell it to you or I got to hold your hand. Pitch.
All right. She said it doesn't make it right. There is a better way. You need to hear it from someone you trust and respect.
It doesn't make it right. There's a better way. That's a broad, wide open statement. We are past that. We acknowledge that there's a problem. So that's acknowledged. Think about specifics. Okay? I've been in a corporate meeting. You can say whatever you want about a problem, but if you open your mouth, you had better have thought of a solution before you voiced that feedback or critique of any situation. So I'm not arguing with you. I just want to state, saying there's a better way, that's pretty much why we're here talking. What is your better way? Do you disagree or agree with where we at right now? That's all I'm saying.
I would say this. So, because everyone's talking about the way he delivered the feedback, right? Okay. One thing that I want to be very clear about is that when it comes to communication between 2 people, the one group of people who deliver the most harsh feedback or cutthroat things to me to cut deep, like cut my heart in 2, came from a woman. Most of the time, comes from your mama. Men have always been talked to in a certain way of disrespect from people that we trust with everything. I trust my mom, trust my wife, I trust all women with my heart and all, right? But those are the same people who will take a knife and cut you deep when they get mad or upset and angry. Facts. It is all facts. This is not opinionate. You can do a poll out there. I'm pretty sure 85% of men can say the most hurtful thing has been said came from a woman. So women sit here and say, "Oh, he could deliver." You know how many things we've been said to us. So what he said is nothing compared to what's been told to me. That came out of my mouth, people that I love and have love for.
Mm-hmm.
And so, go ahead, Seth.
Yeah. Okay. And I just, and I do want to change tracks a little bit with the where we're going, because here's the problem. Women, no man, I'll say this, no man can hurt my feelings. You can say something I don't like, but emotionally, no man can hurt my feelings except maybe my father or grandfather, maybe my uncle. But no random dude in the street could possibly say something that hurts my feelings, because men and women are different. And this push for equality that everybody has went towards has put us in this position where women want us to talk to them as if we're women. And that's not how men are, okay? Once again, the question is, who can tell you? If women can't tell you, and I'm thinking Ms. Pope and Ms. Van Zandt, if women can't tell you positive, and you don't want to hear from a man, who can? Okay, but boys, Kevin's delivery has only encouraged me. I'm losing weight. I was already making money, you know what I'm saying, trying to get in shape. But listening to this dude, my cash flow is better. My health is better. I'm in better shape. I think better. I'm clearer. I got better focus, because the way he's saying it, the delivery he's provided to me works. I accept it, you know? So what do you need to hear? From who? And if you know who you want to hear it from, reach out to that person. Ask them to provide these messages. But if you're hearing something wrong, and I'm going to pull up something like Derrick Jackson, okay? Well, if you need to hear it from Derrick Jackson, well, that's fine. You can go listen to Derrick Jackson, except for he's lying to you. Kevin's not. You can listen to Steve Harvey, because Steve Harvey's delivery is very nice, isn't it?
Very.
But he's lying to you. How do you know he's lying to you? Because if you listen to him, to what he's saying, is it working for you? Okay? What has Derrick Jackson ever said that is working for you as a woman? It makes you feel strong. It makes you feel powerful. It makes you feel independent. But you should look up the definition of independent in the dictionary. One of the meanings of independent is alone. So Kevin might be an a-hole verbally. I'll give him that. I'll give you that 100%. But he actually does want men and women to be together. There have to be rules to how they're going to be together. But listening to Derrick Jackson tell you can be 100 pounds overweight and it's our fault for not wanting an overweight woman, that's not helping men and women get together. And he's lying to you. There's nothing good about being 100 pounds overweight, period. Whether you think you got a nice butt.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but whether you think you have a nice butt and a snatched waist or not, there's nothing healthy about being overweight. There's just, you chose to have 2 kids because of somebody's magical fault, right? But if a man is telling you that I prefer to be with a woman who doesn't have kids, well, I'm sorry. Bringing kids to the table is a negative. Derrick Jackson telling you he's not a real man because he doesn't want to take care of your kids, that's a lie. But he said it nicely, and he lied straight to your face. So find somebody you can trust and then get that information. But who are you going to? Because if the information is a lie, then why are you trusting that person to provide you information? Just asking.
Well, I mean, there's really no other. when you're looking for content that is provided, no one else is providing that information. Let's keep it all the way a buck. the content he's providing, no one else is doing it. No one. You can't name one person, not even close, who's providing information that's going to help the black community as a whole. Men find the right woman and women find the right men. And decisions that could have changed if people had the knowledge. So, I mean, like I said, just to stay on the topic here is that when you think of who's supposed to give you information, don't worry about what someone's current situation is. Don't worry about what you think they may or may not be doing, unless you know 100%, right? Because then when you start saying stuff, now you're doing is all you're doing is assassinate someone's character, especially if you say it out in the open. Now, if you have a conversation with somebody publicly, that's a different story. But when some people on YouTube are making channels about, I don't know if you like men or white women or anything like that, now you're attacking someone's character without having the facts, and then that makes you look stupid when information does come out. You know what I'm saying? He pop up married, then what? Oh, well, he like both. People find reason to find negativity to prove their point, but that all comes down to the whole what's the thing I said? I keep saying shame tactics. Shame tactics is back in 2020. People, you got to come with some more concrete information in 2021 when you're trying to have a debate. And I'll tell people a lot: don't debate with your emotions, debate with the facts. I feel this, I feel that. If you're having a debate with somebody, I feel should never be an argument. If you're saying I feel, then it's no longer about facts. It's all about feelings, and you should take your conversation somewhere else, because now we can't have argument. Not argument. We can't even talk because you're basing off feelings, but it's based on the facts. And then most people, I tell them this. I said, in Kevin does a lot on the show. So when he give people feedback, whatever, he has these questions. So what did your father say? What did your husband say? Mm-hmm. And you'll get a lot of crickets, because some may not have them in life, but some do have them, but they don't have that relation to go talk to them. But then you get some people who are married with no problem, but when come to the show and trying to argue with them, I'm like, woman, this is not your fight. Lady, you happily married. Well, you're saying that a woman overweight can't do this. No, he's giving a generalization overall. How if you want to get a certain type of man, this is what you need to do. And if sorry, man, this is what you should be looking for. But like I said, we're not trying to be in a whole relationship thing. It's all about whatever someone's saying outside of, I know we're saying Kevin a lot, but he's the main person getting a lot of slack based on the way he's presenting feedback to people that's not wrong information. He's giving information that's not wrong. May be a little too rough, but then again, I don't blame him for that. I'm blaming for that. I don't blame Kevin for that, but you know who I do blame for that? I blame black men and black women for always being too soft to giving their children, their friends, their lovers, whoever they're with, that harsh feedback. That's what I'll blame. Your friends you go hang out with talking about, oh, girl, you look good. No, damn well you don't look good with the orange hair. Not at all.
Okay. I'm saying, oh, girl, you look good. Your eyelashes it look like they are window wipers. What? I hate eyelashes personally. That's my gripe. But honestly,
and fellas, and we do check fellas too. We go out and like, oh, bro, you can't wear them shoes, man. Nah, you can't wear that. What size you wear? Here, man, wear these right here, man. I'm gonna get it back afterwards. Don't mess them up, but here you go.
in a grown skinny jeans. Can we please let that particular fad go?
Oh, it's done. Hey, to my nephews, I clown them. I was like, dang, bro, we get those from the. You know what? Let me stay on topic. Someone said a comment here. Someone said a comment. Sherry said, "Black woman first heartbreak has been by a black man." Okay, of course,
but
go ahead.
That doesn't make sense. Of course, you black. You probably were raised in a black household, and your family members are black, and you probably lived in a black neighborhood.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, your first heartbreak was black.
All right, let me finish it out. Also, she wrote, just like men's first heartbreak from a woman, it goes both ways.
Absolutely.
And she wrote, FYI, men don't really take in info either. We hard-headed Really?
Really? Okay.
Oh, go go ahead.
You want to bite that?
No, you go ahead. You bite it.
Okay. I'm just no, because it ain't much to bite. Men are hard headed. Absolutely. Men. You have give me some examples of what you consider hard headed, because as an open minded person that I consider myself to be, I can't give you a lot of examples to prove it. But as a woman, you've observed it, so just drop it in the comment and we'll chop that up. You know, because here, what do you consider hard headed for as a man to a woman? Leaving the toilet seat up? You know, so give me some examples and we'll chop that up. If you got any other comments?
All right, she might be right on, man, but that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, and shit, listen, this is not downplaying what you're saying. I appreciate your interaction more than you know. But you got to give me something to chew on right there.
Yeah, I definitely want to at least hear something, you know, one thing. What is something that we can't really take in?
Yeah, I'm listening. We can chop it up. Yeah.
That would be a good one. Because, mind you, I when we go to work, we have to hear feedback all the time, and we have to bite our tongue too, because we can't just go slack off crazy and start smacking people around. Like, okay, no problem. Let me go back and do this. Okay.
Yeah. See, now I'm going to trigger some women when I say this next statement. It has become at this point very saddening to have a conversation with the opposite gender, and instead of providing real feedback, real critiques that we could chew on and grow from, saying that the opposite gender does it too. That's actually, that right there totally shuts down communication, because if you're gonna point the finger. And if you listen to our podcast, twinsinc and myself, we have no trouble giving specific examples. We can chop this up down to what we had for breakfast this morning. But just throwing out men do it too, and men that we really need to leave that in 2020.
Well, I mean, you know, that scenario I said is not really a good prime example of man dealing with feedback. That's not a good one. You got to use a different one.
Yeah, no, I mean, not just that.
No. I was replying to Sherry when I said that. She used that as a prime example. No, that's not a good example. That's not a good example to use a work, because mind you, because it's different, because work is work. They're paying us to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah, I mean, if you tell me I need to file this under this, and I need to move this file over here, and then I need to print it out and take it to the mailroom and ship it to this address, and I mess up 3 or 4 times, yeah, that's hard-headed as heck. I need to follow the procedure, and if I'm not, that's not me accepting criticism because I'm breaking procedure and not learning from it. That's not what we're talking about, though. I will say one other thing, just to top this off with that. When I was a kid, my mom told me this, and other people. If your friend jumped off a bridge, are you going to do it too? So saying that men do it too, if you know somebody's doing something that you consider to be, quote unquote, not the smartest thing in the world, why would you emulate that? Right? So if men do it too, and women's supposed to be smarter than men, isn't it in your best interest to not do what men are doing too?
Well,
just a thought.
Okay. She wrote this. So she said, what I'm saying is, we keep saying that women don't want to listen to men or women's feedback. And my point is, men don't listen either, but it would excuse women bashing them.
Oh my God. It's still too broad, boo. It's still too broad. I can't, I can't wrap my arms around the cloud. It's too much. Bring it in. And I feel you struggling, and I respect. Once again, I like this young lady. Is she? Any other comments that we could chew on for a minute?
No, this is hers right now. She's definitely the most active right now at the moment.
And I'm loving it, but it's still too broad. I can't give me anything specific. But I mean, but just to go back to what we were talking about, just like who can provide this feedback. Like right now, I mean, Sherry, since you're here, I'll use you as an example. If you real talk right now, you have two men listening to you. And while we can't speak for all men, anyone who listens to this particular broadcast, if they don't comment in the negative, then you can take it as agreement to what we're saying. So you have an audience right now. Feel free to field whatever topic, whatever statement you want to about this. If men actually listen for a little while, but if once they decide that you're not on their program or you refuse to, then they drift off, and it's hard to get someone's attention back after you've shown that if you get my attention, you're not going to use it to the best of your ability, because otherwise, what's the point? I'll pause my video game. I'll pause my game and talk to you for a moment. But if what you're saying isn't better than my game, you're turning the game back on. Just saying.
She wrote here, she said, learning doesn't happen one time. You have to keep talking. Ayana talking to people one at a time isn't going to create real change. That's why therapy is ongoing, which is facts. Therapy is definitely cute. That's one of the main things Kevin pushed on everyone he talked to, every single lady he speak to. He says therapy. And men too.
Exactly.
It's not. I'm not saying, but because women's the main topic he's been talking on. But if you've been paying attention,
he talked about men for 3.5 years. He talked to men only.
Yeah, I think for the last 6 months he started talking to women. Last 6 months.
Exactly.
Last 6 months.
3.5 years. So the delivery to men, Uncle Kev has cussed us out. Uncle Kev made me go buy 5 pair of shoes because every man needs 5 pair of shoes, good shoes. Every man needs a good suit. This is Uncle Kev talking. And now he said, okay, let's talk to the women. And it's been going crazy, right? Because the men who were listening heard and understood. It's feedback. If your coach tells you you need to do 1,000 push-ups a day before practice, if you're going to be a good member of that team, you're going to put in that 1,000 push-ups before practice. They got nothing to do with what you do on the field. Your coach told you to do something. Men are coachable. Men are very coachable here. It's only when you give conflicting information that men stop listening to the coach. A coach can lose a team. Not just lose a game, he can lose the respect of the locker room. All right?
Yeah.
Coach,
no. I mean, that was a good example of man getting feedback. For 3.5 years, he been giving men feedback. Shoot, I even watched the TV show when Steve Harvey's show, and he had Ben lined up, and just trying to do the dating thing, whatever. And he read them men their rights on national TV. I mean, he has a huge platform, so it wasn't just like only people in the audience saw it. People in the whole world saw that because Steve Harvey is he's a brand. It is what it is. He has a brand. He's well known across, hopefully outside the United States. But anyway, men be getting roasted on the show live on the spot, and you don't hear about men. I'm just, like I said, like we said earlier, they do record their show live. So if there was someone who disagreement, they got X'd out, right?
I do want to jump on one thing you just said. Thank you for saying the word platform.
Yeah.
Yes, therapy on an individual basis is very, very needed. But what Ayana Van Zant did on her TV show, I don't know what her demographics were. I don't know what her numbers were as far as her viewership. But when she had one show and 1 million people watch her one show, yeah, that's not individual counseling. Multiple people got something from whatever she was dishing out.
No, Ayana is very dope. She has very good content. I have a friend of mine who put me on her before I knew she was even on the Oprah show, on Oprah's network before she showed it. Ayana she has really good content. She has good books, and she got good information when it comes to relationships and everything. I'm like, wow, there's a book. I can't think of the name of the book, but a friend of mine, she send me quotes all the time, and it's like, wow, there's some good information.
Mm-hmm.
So there's women out there giving good information as well, but the average Joe don't know about them people. You understand what I'm saying? They don't understand, because they're not on the big networks. But if you think about it, it's a reason why they're not on the big networks. Because it comes back to the main topic, why blacks are not together. It's a reason. It's a huge, big agenda why blacks are not together. So people like Kevin, Samuel, Ayanna, whoever else are people who are good fact information, you would never see them on the big platforms because that's not the narrative the media wants to push out. They want to keep the love of hip hop and ratchet stuff going on.
Okay, and let me throw this out to the ladies who might want to argue or dispute. That's fine. Think about this for one moment. Your Kevin Samuels specifically has 200,000 or less than 200,000 subscribers, right? And he's saying things women people don't want to hear. Now, I'll break that down real simple. Is that before he went viral on World Star Hip Hop, he had like 70,000 subscribers. That was it. He went viral on World Star. He added over 100,000 subscribers in like 2 weeks. He used to have 1,000, 1,500 viewers per show. He's regularly averaging 15,000 viewers a show at this point, maybe 12 to 15,000, which is a stadium per show. So whatever he's saying, I didn't watch his live show last week, but it was 12,000 people or so watching the live show that one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I watched it less than 24 hours later. It had over 130,000 views. So 100,000 more people came to see what this man had to say. This is going out there. His platform is growing. Okay, so yeah, Derek Jackson has like 10 million subscribers or something like that. But his message, don't watch Kevin. Go watch Derek Jackson. Derek will make you happy with the way you act, and in 10 years you'll still be in the same place where you at. At least if you listen to Uncle Kevin and you commit to making some of the changes that he mentioned, it's a real possibility that investment in your future is going to pan out much better than listening to Steve Harvey or Kevin or Derek Jackson. Even Oprah. Love Oprah to death. But what exactly did she do that was positive to the black community and specifically to the females who were the majority of her audience over the last 30 years?
You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. You all get a car. Sorry, I had that out there.
Yeah. And then she left you with the tax bill and the maintenance and upkeep on them cars. So individually, you're happy. But on the whole, Oprah, anyway, I got one gripe against Oprah. This is a gear grinder, people. Anybody care? Oprah just sold her network to somebody, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I ain't even paid attention. They said she sold it to pennies on the dollar. So the old network is gone to somebody else. Oprah cashed out. Now, bear in mind, Byron Allen has been trying to get his own network on cable. He could have bought Oprah's network and immediately had all of her contracts, links, and network in place. She didn't do that.
Mm.
She could have sold the old network to I hate to say it, but he's a great businessman, but Master P, any kind of conglomerate that he put together to control the old network. But she didn't do that. So the people who you choose to accept information from, look at what they do. Look at how they're moving when they're giving you this information that you're accepting. Just look at how they move. Okay? You might not like Kevin, but if you do a little research, he's actually moving better than the people who you probably do like the information from.
All right, we have a comment here from Sherry. We have two comments, but here's one Sherry's. That's good.
I love you, Sherry. I do.
She said, so when women give honest feedback to each other and then shift their issue with men, why do men shame it as bashing?
What?
So when women give honest feedback to each other and then shift their issues, you got it?
But shift, yes, you need to explain shift for people.
Shift the issue with men. Why do men shame it as bashing? I'm not always clear as well, but hold on, let me finish the rest of the question. It might clear up. Why can't men receive the criticism from women the way we should hear it from men?
Oh, God.
Who's giving us the hold on? One question I have is who's giving us the feedback that you're saying that men can't receive? That's what I want to know.
Oh, how about this? What exactly are you complaining about? Let me throw this on the table. Okay, let's say men aren't as romantic as a woman likes. It didn't. Whose wife said that to him recently about Boris Kojo? Was that his wife?
I'm not sure.
Well, she said that she wanted to be single because he wouldn't come up and kiss her when she's cooking or something.
Oh no, I missed that. Really? It was something like that, right?
Boris Kojo wife. Okay. Or even better. Let's roll this to the left. Okay, let's because I don't know, I'm making this up. But Aisha Curry. Let's throw her on the table. Right? Aisha Curry. Aisha Curry went on the Red Table Talk, and she basically said that she doesn't get enough attention from other men. Right? In addition to having everything Steph probably did. Honestly, as a basketball player, absolutely love Steph Curry. If my son emulated Steph Curry, I'd be happy up to a certain point because Steph is everything you as a woman has said is good in a woman. I mean, in a man, right? He's rich. I'm assuming he's handsome in your opinion. He's out there. He's visible in public. Steph is top of the line and once again, rich, filthy, freaking rich, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what did Aisha do? Have you seen pictures of Aisha Curry recently?
Yeah, I see pictures.
She's had plastic surgery. She doesn't even look the same way she did a year ago. She is a totally different person, and she's quote unquote fighting it up in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She thirst trapping every picture. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this. When you say men aren't, when women get the feedback about women, and men call it bashing, when you say feedback in here, what are you actually complaining about? Because when we do what you want us to do, when we actually do what you want us to do, you get bored with us. And this is specifically to share on this. Please correct me if I'm on the wrong track. But if we give you what you want, you will, and it's been proven, we can pull up stats on this jump. A lot of women get tired and leave. A lot of women break up. A lot of women, I'm just bored with him. I'm not happy. Irreconcilable differences. Got nothing to do with cheating. You're just not happy anymore. Okay? And you do sit around and bash men for the sake of argument. A woman can call, and I can pull up a dozen videos if I need to show where a woman basically calling a man thirsty, dusty, a bum. He crusty. He ain't got no job. He ain't do. And no man at all. This conversation we're having with you, this is a man and woman interaction. No man at all pipes up and says, yo, you might be a little wrong about that. And y'all make these people millions of dollars. You can watch Fox Soul if you think I'm lying. Those four women, I would invite those four women. I wouldn't invite those four women to nothing. If I was in the same city as them at a given point in time, I'd feel uncomfortable because they are not going to do anything but rip men apart without any factual information. And Sherry, just to be sure, not to say I'm attacking, but you need to, when I keep telling you that you're throwing out some broad criticisms that are so broad, I can't wrap my arms around it. I can't address the water in the ocean. I can't address a cup of water, but I can address the fact that men don't like feedback. you throw out a broad statement and then get mad when we can't wrap our mind around it. And I'm asking you for specifics like 3 or 4 times. We can't fight that. And I'm not gonna stop spreading my legs on the bus and man spreading. I'm not gonna stop spreading my legs on the bus because you're in a car and you still feel like I'm taking up too much room on the bus. What exactly do you want to say? And then we'll get down to chopping it up. You know, I went all over the place, and forget the whole Aisha Curry thing. I don't even think I knew what I was talking about. I think I went way out of pocket on that one.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you good. You good. She says, "I'm not upset at all. It's all love. We know."
Yeah, boom, straight up. Please come back. I need you. I need you. You help focus us today because I don't know where I went with that damn Aisha Curry thing.
That's probably for another topic. All right, y'all. So listen, I think we beat this topic down long enough. Appreciate both of you ladies for joining to the show today. If you join back in 5 more minutes, we're gonna do another topic, a whole different topic, and I'd love to have y'all back on to hear y'all feedback, whatever. So
it might be smoking too.
Oh yeah. The next one might be really be smoke, but hey, we all for the smoke. But Dark Child, any questions before we wrap it up here, man?
Anybody that responds to this after the show is over will be sure. But once again, who can just restate the topic? Who can say it? Who can provide it? And how do you want it? Because obviously what we're doing isn't working properly. So let us know. Who can say it?
That's a good one. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. For any listeners who listened, if you listen to this on the podcast, because I will also put this on the podcast. So if you listen on the podcast, you can, I'll say just come to YouTube and type in a comment so we can be more active with you directly. You can do it on the app as well, but I think it's quicker if you do it on YouTube because that's where we're all at in person. But once again, people, thank you for tuning in for the show. We'll be back in 5 more minutes for another show. So everyone who tuned in for the show, thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. And we out.
Peace.